Welcome back. Here's today's problem. While staffing a pediatric clinic, you're asked to prepare a 4% topical ointment for a child with eczema who is sensitive to standard formulations. The prescriber requests a custom blend using available ointments in stock, 2%, 5%, and 12% strengths of the same active ingredient. To avoid wastage and ensure accurate compounding, you must calculate the correct ratio in which to mix these three strengths to achieve the desired 4% concentration. So the question is, in what ratio must the 2%, 5%, and 12% ointments be mixed to prepare a 4% ointment? Now, in order to do this problem, one method is to essentially set this up as essentially in order. You can say there is a 2%, there is a 5%, and there is a 12% strengths in stock, and you're trying to get to 4%, and you can see that the 4% will land between 2 and 5. So I'm just gonna write the 4% here, and you can probably do this as 3 columns, and then you can essentially see what parts of each of these strings that are in stock. I'm going to write these are available in stock. This is what your target is, and then the third column will be what you need. Now the problem is that this is asymmetry, so in order to get accurate amount of each of these, you need to set it up in symmetric form. So I'm going to write 2% twice here just to make it symmetric. So 2%, make it 2 on the top hand side and 2 on the bottom hand side, and then you can kind of I'm going to use a different color here, essentially say 4 minus 2 equals 2, and then you can kind of do this one here. So you can say again 4 minus 2 equals 2, and then we can kind of do this one. I went too far. So this one is 5 minus 4. So you just get the absolute value of the difference between these two. So it doesn't matter if you put 4 first or 5. So even if you said 4 minus 5 is -1, you take the absolute value of it. So it's always a positive number. So 5 minus 4 is 1. And then you do the last one. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Now because we have I'm gonna switch to green, because we have 2 of the 2, you essentially need to add these 2, so you have 9. So essentially you need 9 parts of a 2% and 2 parts of the 5% and 2 parts of the 12%. So in this case the correct answer is A. So 9 parts of the 2%, 2 parts of the 5%, and 2 parts of the 12%. Now you can verify your answer. So essentially to verify, you can say that the final concentration equals essentially the first concentration times the amount, either weight or in this case we're using parts, but essentially that's the first one plus the second concentration, so C2 times W2, which again it's parts in this case, and so on. So depending on how many you're using, in this case we're using 3, and then in your denominator it goes all the parts, so W1 plus W2 plus so on and so forth. So in this case the first concentration is a 2%, and we have 9 parts, plus the second concentration is a 5%, and we have 2 parts, And the third one in this case is a 12%, which we have two parts divided by the parts. So essentially you will say two plus well, let's go in order. You will say 9 plus 2 plus 2, which is 13. So essentially you would get like 52 divided by 13, which is 4%, and that is what we wanted here. Now on the NAPLEX, obviously you don't have a lot of time. You have about 90 seconds to do this, so you don't really need to verify. I just did the verification just to show that we did this correctly. So you know, on the NAPLEX you want to do this as quickly as possible, but also you want to do it correctly. Now another method, you know, if this symmetry thing was confusing, another way to do it is essentially do it one by one. So I'm just gonna go back to black. So you can say okay, you have a 2% solution, you want to get to a 4% solution, and you have a 5% solution. And then you can set up another way is you know, you have a 12%, you want to get to 4%, and obviously 5 is more than 4, so only 2 is the possibility to put here. Okay, so essentially we're doing two separate ones. So if you do each of these separately, you will essentially get you know, 5 minus 4 equals 1, and 4 minus 2 is 2. And then here on the bottom you have 4 minus 2 is 2, and 12 minus 4 is 8. Because we have 2 of the 2, you have to add these 2. So again you get 9 parts of the 2%, and then you get 2 parts of the 5%, and then here you get 2 parts of the 12%. So it doesn't matter which way you do this, you will end up with the same answer, which is choice A, 9 parts of 2%, 2 parts 5%, 2 parts 12%. This concludes the problem for today. Until next time, take care. Make sure to like and subscribe.